Hey guys, Kenny B here, Citizen Suburbs, August 17th, 2026. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Try to keep things, thank you for tuning in. And I try to keep things local, all things Worcester and the area. How you guys doing? With a lot going on, Just a quick check-in and things that you guys already know, but we should always have an opinion of the things that we already know, right? Because there's an old saying, it says, better arguments bring out better solutions. And I agree to that. We'll see that tomorrow night on the 18th, where the City Council of Worcester, Massachusetts reconvenes. And the big agenda item is going to be the Civilian or Citizens Review Board that will oversee the activities of the Worcester Police Department. These civilian review boards, they happen here and there, and they are not part of the municipality. They are not an appointed position. They are not a elected position. They are citizens that review the police activity in their communities. Now, that happens. There's some that are successful, things like that. Now, so tomorrow night, Civilian Review Board this has been trying to, uh, you know, the Civilian Review Board has been trying to uh, be established in Worcester for many years. This is not new. It's just a hot item because the Department of Justice released a report over the last 2 or 3 years that of the some of the behaviors of the Worcester police, the bullying, and there's been some allegations of police taking, you know, um, having more than romantic relations with citizens and whatever that may be. But so there and some things that the Worcester Police, the way they handle some situations, has been more forcibly than it should. So Department of Justice came out with this report. I don't know if I have to go back and read that report, but I'm not sure if the DOJ recommended a citizens review board or not, but it's been on the agenda. The city council, this city council, by the way, who I know, met a couple of city councils last week personally, actually in a group, and had a great discussion with them. The Citizens Review Board has to be, voted in by the City Council of Worcester. It's dead in the water tomorrow night, you guys. There will be maybe over 100 citizens that are going to come in and talk about this as an item. And that's the meeting, you guys. I'll watch it. And you can go to Worcester, cityofworcester.gov, and you can watch all the meetings. You see the agenda, very transparent. But the city council and some of the members are looking at tomorrow night's meetings doing this. They're like, oh gosh. Because what's going to happen is the citizens are going to come in. And I had one councilor tell me that, if you're going to get a citizens review board, that oversees the police activity in in a non-appointed, really no subpoena powers. They're just, I had one city council say, the people who are coming to speak tomorrow night, complaining and this and that, those are the folks that want to be on a citizens review board. Okay. So what? Bunch of angry mobsters and, it's a delicate situation. The city feels that they have enough oversight of the police and enough redundancies and oversight that a civilian or a citizens review board isn't necessary, And then the citizens get suspicious because, well, what are you hiding? If you don't want us to see this, are you burying documents? Are you, You know, so it's a dragged out. This has been going on for months, you guys. So I want to ask you: should there be a citizens review board in Worcester? Okay, remember we get caught up in the moment. Worcester police have not been. It's on record that they have not, been playing well with others in the sandbox over the last few years. That happens with any police department. I don't condone it. But look, man, Worcester is not New York City either. Chicago, it's not, big cities like that, man. They don't even, that's all part of the landscape with their policing. Okay, I'm not saying that police are being using brutal force everywhere they go, but Worcester, man, most of the cops, I've yelled at Worcester police. They just go, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, they seem like dads to me and moms, But so it's deeper than that. I'm not making light of it, but prepare yourself. Please tune in to the Worcester City Council meeting tomorrow night. And then you may actually need your men in blue tomorrow night to just to be on, hand for this because it is a big thing. And then, so let's move on. September 1st, the state primaries here. We're voting for everything: state senator, governor. All right, we got a lot of challenges between Ed Markey and, uh, uh, is it Seth Moen and Maki's gonna, you know, is he too old? Is he, I don't like these ads that showing Maki is too old. He actually looks like he still has some spring in his step. I know what the guy actually looks like now, though. And I think because the whole Joe Biden, he's too old, and now we're using age as a factor to kick people out, which, if I'm 80 years old and I'm still able to ring that cash register, and you're coming along really telling me I'm too old, it's almost like discrimination, right? Now, this isn't my politics leaning one way or the other, right? You know, but I think about that, the angle of some of these guys that want to, he's too old. So I'm a Democrat, but I want to push my older Democrat out, you know? So Markey, he's gone and got all the, all the young progressives and things like that. And let's go back to the city council real quick. A couple of years ago, it's a whole new council. It is not a progressive council. There's a couple of councilors that, there's one particular that I would consider almost progressive. They want to portray themselves as that, but they're, you know, but pretty much you have a council that's not new. All right, Gary Rosen, Tony Economou, a few others that have been in Worcester a long time, and they're kind of just leveling the playing field and leaving all the he, she, they, out of it that we went through, and the ice on Eureka Street, and there's a lot of councils that that were really in favor of a civilian review board over the police. But so when you talk about politics and you bring that up to the state level, with Ed Markey and his challenges being challenged from his own party. It's like, wow, they eat their own. So, and then on November 3rd is a statewide election, and you drive by, I mean, Maura Healey will probably undoubtedly win her second term as governor. And because the Republicans that are running are lame and say the same, I built jobs, I created, 200 jobs. Well, would you open up a small factory somewhere? And there's no depth. It's not going to happen. So Massachusetts will always walk away a happy Democratic state, But again, a lot of crap paid, a lot of attention, crappy attention paid by the city council tomorrow night on this DOJ report and this and that, where it's almost like a smokescreen because we still have a lot of economic development to do downtown. Spoodles, you're still boarded up. We know that. And what do you guys think, though? You know, are you going to tune in tomorrow night? Watch the city council meeting, um, you know, or do you have better things to do? How engaging are they? You know, I was fortunate. I was in an event, and I met, I met the city council, many members personally, through different events, and I listen to what they say. But this council right now, this city council, I think we're just trying to, from a lot of different persons' perspectives, right the ship and let's get back into basic government. But spending a lot of time on this Citizens Review Board tomorrow night, and that's a terrible waste of you guys' money in Worcester. All right, I think. Am I for it? Am I not for it? I don't know. I haven't done enough research whether it's affected them or not. But I don't like the way the city manager just dismisses it, and the city council just dismisses it and says, "Well, these guys are like, citizen." These folks are going to speak tomorrow night are the same folks that were hunting down Frankenstein and burning him out of the tower. Seriously, I'm joking, but it seems like when you get that one mentality, I mean, there's 11 counselors, and I'm telling you, 8 of them are, already know where they stand on that. Okay, let's just hope, first of all, that the Worcester Police learn a little bit about every municipality and their departments make mistakes and errors. Clean them up, move forward. I think Worcester Police Department has a pretty credible record. But the council shouldn't be wasting a lot of its time on that. They need to focus on you. Okay? The folks who are getting priced out of Worcester. All right. We'll talk a little bit about development, okay, and some conversations I have with some counselors around development and market rate and affordable rental. All right. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time on Cities and Suburbs. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. See you in the next school year. Take care.